Hello and welcome back to Spirit Mom. Today at Spirit School, we are going to discuss the third eye chakra, the most important chakra for spiritual expansion. In the spiritual world, it is all about the third eye. With your third eye in play, you can begin to perceive the other side of the veil. It can help you see clearer on this side of things as well. To get us started, it's important to understand it is a literal physical spot inside the brain as well, the pineal gland. And unlike the liver and spleen, that the other two and the heart, this one actually has stuff inside it that can help us use to activate it. The pineal gland does as well have an energetic vortex around it. This gland is responsible for creating melatonin as well as helping with serotonin and DMT. That's the pineal gland. In short, serotonin makes you happy, melatonin puts you to sleep, and DMT peels back the veil of reality. Inside the pineal gland, there are crystals. These crystals can help push up against the pineal gland, which will help it activate. This is there are specific meditations and breathing exercises you can do that are very helpful. One in particular is where you suck in a very deep breath, like all the way in. But when you do that, you suck in all three of the bottom chakras as hard as you can with every fiber of energy. That means Kegel up, suck in the guts, suck in the ribs, suck in all the ounces of energy of those lower three chakras, and just feel that energy pound up the spine, because it'll literally help your spinal fluid go up your spine, which come all the way up and presses on those crystals at the back of the pineal gland and will help it activate. So we're sucking at the root. We're clenching in big time on all our lower chakras. All of it. Add the pressure and all the energy you can for as long as you can, and repeat this as much as possible. And envision the energy shooting up. That's very important. See that third eye opening. Imagine it all coming to life while you're doing this. Next, a quick and effective way is to just look directly at the sun. Yes, I know. Directly at the sun. You have 90 seconds before there's permanent damage. So if you keep it well below that, you should be good. Sun gazers start at 10 seconds a day and increase 10 seconds a day until they get all the way up to 44 minutes. The rays of sun shoot right through your eyeballs into a connecting wire, basically, and penetrates into the pineal gland, which helps it activate it. It's right in the middle. Look at the sun long enough and it isn't just a blazing fireball. You will actually start to see the perfect circle. Start learning about sacred geometry, and it makes the universe. And you'll start to learn how important a perfect circle is. Everything is a sphere. The circle is our two-dimensional view of that. A perfect circle too. And it stops being so bright. You actually see it, and there's just color around it. Fun fact, the sun is said to be a wormhole to a much higher realm of existence. So maybe we're looking at God's eyeball, maybe it's a window into heaven. Either way, the rays will activate your third eye in a very potent way. What happens when it's activated? Living in your truth, in your love, in you, in your perfect life. Never before will you experience things that are so magical, so deeply profound, from a speck of dirt to a crawling ant. Some people see visions and hear voices, while others just have a sense of knowing about things. The results vary, but they are all consistently more of the life you're going to want. If it's a soul-led life. One should watch out though with using psychedelic drugs to do this. It is something that you can do, but it is possible to push the body and the mind further than it's ready to go. In fact, even just meditating too much can do that. Even Ram Dass talked about it in one of his books, having a huge headache all the time during his spiritual awakening. Something I myself experienced, the headache part, not the after thing that he had, because I even tried it. But his guru, Maharaj Ji, told him he had an excessive amount of energy in his third eye and to go out and wipe it off and throw it on the lawn. Like that there was too much energy and it wasn't doing him a lick of good. It was just too much. It wasn't helping. So he did one of these and a blue light went off. Point being, we should awaken him as much as possible, but let's keep it in check. Let's keep it balanced. We want to keep everything balanced. I mean, by all means, try to get the blue light. Bloop. I tried, it didn't work, didn't get a blue light for me, and didn't make my headache go away. But I'm probably not as magical as Ram Dass or his guru Maharaj Ji. So that's the goal, though. Moving on up to those people, because you want to be that. Once you begin to open, you'll have a fuller, more enriching life. Everything that's already in your world will come more alive. Things that should be in your life will become more apparent, and all your life will just become absolutely more wonderful. And things that are not meant to be in your life, that will also become more apparent, and maybe that'll be uncomfortable, maybe that'll trigger a dark night of the soul, but as soon as you get on board with learning that those things gotta go, you'll be all right, you'll be okay, everything will be beautiful. Literally everything will be great. You'll be able to tap more into how to be abundant and how to live a higher vibrational life. And maybe you'll go so far as to be like those people that start channeling or start seeing stuff. But you gotta watch. That's why I mentioned the drugs briefly before, because there's been not lots, but a few cases. And I don't like that it scares people away from those drugs, because you shouldn't necessarily be scared away from those drugs. You should just add by those drugs. I mean, weed, mushrooms, acid, DMT itself is something you can take as an external substance as well as something that we grow inside. And ayahuasca is a growing thing that I haven't done yet, but I didn't know about it before kids, or I probably would have, but after, and it's not just a drug that you do, it's a full-on ceremony. Actually, I guess I probably wouldn't have, because it's very expensive. And it's a full ceremony. They do retreats in Costa Rica, and I heard there's some brought to Florida. So it's coming up is the point. It's got a long way to go before it gets to me, but it's coming up, literally up towards the north. And I don't know if it's on the other side of the world, I guess probably, but it was discovered in the Amazon. Fabulous story of a shaman getting told by the plants that two random plants that were like 100 kilometers apart needed to be put together to make ayahuasca. Just fascinating. And it opens our minds. It sounds like the most powerful thing I've ever heard of. And the way they do it with the shamans, I mean, come on, sign me up when it gets here, or when I don't have kids and I can travel down there and do it. I don't know. I mean, I'm always gonna have kids. I mean, when they're old enough. Because we want to open, but we want to do it in a healthy way. If you have kids, you got to do it in a family-oriented way, which is just with meditation and living mindfully. It's a journey, people, and it gets more and more and more beautiful every step you take. Tomorrow, we're going to finish off on the 7th one, the crown. So stay balanced, people. See well, my friends. Goodbye for now. Spirit Mom.